Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We're back today for another big episode. It's part 88 and we have got two very difficult home games coming up. Now, the first one is against our former club Palace, who have managed to drift from 4th to 19th in a space of a season and a half. However, they've got a new manager bounce. They've got an interim for their first game in charge after Niko Kovac, the former United boss who we replaced, was sacked during the international brace. We then face Juventus at home as qualification is already wrapped up in the Champions League. And I'm going to go on a rant about AI management, as the title gives away. We've still got injury concerns, but we're doing all right. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on today and whether we can continue our good form, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. It's been a big season in the Hemel Hempstead save. It will be concluding tomorrow, and then we'll have the 10-year bookmark in that one too. There's links to the new Review the 92 up in the eye above. You can support the show as a channel member if you wish to down below. And there's also links to the football podcast. The new monthly ramble is out now. And there's also the Twitch channel for regular live streams. But as we come back today, we've not actually started the season that well. We've dropped 5 points in the league against the two sides directly below us. But I come back again to AI squad management because we've talked about it so much down in the comments, in the chats, in live streams, whatever else it may be. But look at Manchester City again. Last episode, they beat us. They went top. Then look what happens. They win in the Champions League. They beat Everton. Then a draw away at Newcastle. A draw in the Champions League. A draw at home to Leeds in the Premier League. And in a defeat away at Sheffield United. There is no consistency. And we're looking at them playing in the League Cup 4th round. And they're playing the same team that they played in the two league games. The squad management, the using of the squads in lower or inferior competitions just isn't happening. And I'm starting to find it really frustrating. Chelsea have recovered a little bit, but again, then they bottled it with a 1-0 defeat at Spurs. Maybe a little more understandable. But the first 3 games of the season, including a draw against Wolves and that defeat to Sheffield United, who just seem to be the slayers of all the big teams this year. Except for us. If we go and have a look at the schedule for how we've been getting on, it's been pretty plain sailing, to be honest. Since the City game, we've won every single one. A lot of them very close, as you saw in the Juventus game. We then had a very fortunate moment in the last match against Bournemouth. And after a 1-0 fortunate win in the League Cup 3rd round, we had the most bonkers 4th round you'll ever see. So we started off camera with a 4-1 win at Villa. Mbappe with 2, Zolis and Santiago Casal off the bench with 1. To be fair, Liverpool were a bit of a threat in this game. They got a second straight after that Jorginho goal, but thankfully it was ruled out for offside. Then we just shored things up a little. But 2 for Rashford, 1 for Mbappe. A 3-0 win at home to Hertha Berlin. You can see we got the same result in the reverse fixture too. And Ponza, Yakubu and Sancho there. 2-0 win at Middlesbrough. Sancho and Mbappe had wrapped it up by half time. An 8-4 win against Championship Watford in the League Cup 4th round. Bordinelli, Rashford's brace and Zolis had put us 4 up with 41 minutes gone. Then we just started to concede silly goals. It went to 4-2 and 5-3. But in the end, Rashford got 4, Zolis 2 and Amponza added a screamer off the bench. A 5-1 win at Leicester. They fell apart late on. A hat-trick for Mbappe and 2 for Yakubu. A 3-0 win against Hertha Berlin, 2 for Mbappe and 1 for Sancho this time. And then this one, the luckiest of them all. We win in the 93rd minute with a penalty from Marcus Rashford. No Penandes today, I'm afraid. But VAR called it a pen, and fair to say there was more than a little bit of controversy about it. The commentary suggested it was very soft. The managers went all in, and even I had to agree in the end because they were so harshly done by. And we did not deserve to win that match. We hadn't even been a better side for the most part. Pavati got the first goal, so it would have been a point anyway. But it would have made the title race an awful lot closer. We now come up to an interesting run of games. But with us through in the Champions League, with us looking pretty good, we are able to rest a few players. Because a point against Juventus or against Zenit wraps up top spot in the Group 2. We got a fairly friendly draw in the Carabao Cup. Although Sheffield United, up in 4th. We've seen they've beaten the big boys above them. I wonder what's been going on there actually. Have they had a big summer in the transfer window? Only 17 million spent. I can't see that they've had any big takeovers where it's going to be a tycoon or anything. It's just a new chairperson. So, very strange situation that they seem to have just risen up the league like that. we have a look at the general, they got promoted last year, finished 17th. Are they going to come and do a Leicester? Maybe so, because it's starting to look like it, isn't it? Their key player is pretty good, to be fair, so we can understand why they're doing well. But we want to get through this crucial league game because a Crystal Palace new manager bounce, I'm sure, makes them a pretty dangerous side. If we go through and have a look at the tactical meeting, we're just off the back of the final international break in 2031. So there is a risk that we may be a little bit short on fitness in some areas, particularly the likes of Gaia, who have travelled internationally, might be a little bit more difficult. We've got Boyat still being closed down, Chris Tipple, Diego Lainez, still key players in his Palace squad. So lots of reunions still to be had. Let's pick our 11, we'll run through it in a second. And here is our squad for today's game. We've gone as strong as possible because we can rest people in midweek with the Champions League wrapped up. So what we're going to do is risk a couple with heavy match loads with slightly worse condition than the others. And that means it's our strongest available 11. We've obviously got the big injury at the back, but aside from that, you could probably name the team. Ilham Meslier in goal. Gaia and Pavati the fullbacks with Bassone and Benjamin combined at centre-half. And Ponza and Jalocca central midfield. Fernandez back in just ahead of them. With Yakubu, Sancho and Mbappe the front three. As we look to get a result on our former side. So for us, it's actually 6 changes from the Bournemouth game. We are trying to get things a little bit closer to first choice. And now we can prioritise the Premier League till probably the FA Cup starts now, dependent on the draw. You can see Mepham and Lojny, the centre-half partnership at Palace. Good to see Lojny reaching his peak. But Ferland Mendy must be 37 odd now. In the midfield, it looks like they're going for 4-4-2 again. Because Nunes and Tipple are up front. Tyrese Campbell's on the bench. The likes of Jadon Bogle. Lenormand must be getting on now too. They have replaced Grabara in goal as well. So lots of change there. But not a change in tactic. And I think that will make us heavy favourites. Through the tunnel interview we go. Into the first half at Old Trafford. We'd like to get a comfortable win here. Well, 18 minutes gone. It's been a very quiet one so far as Bruno Fernandes forces a great save from Cabell from the free kick. Got to be said, we've not looked great so far. Sheffield United the higher expected goals prior to that free kick and no highlights to be seen. I saw Sheffield United had taken a lead at Liverpool this time as well, so they're really pushing for a European place here. As the corner comes to nothing, it's 0-0 with a quarter gone. And we've not looked good at all. Good to see Manchester City winning, actually giving us a bit of a title race this year. When you consider the silly points dropped already, you just know there's more to come. As Yakubu flicks on a long ball forward to Bruno Fernandes. Might be 37, still the star man. As Jalocca can't get on the end of the second ball. Darwin Núñez away to Tipple. Benjamin does well. Really cementing himself in the first team as it's a long ball to Mbappe. Dinked over the keeper. And it's well over the bar. It's a terrible finish in truth. But lovely ball from Gaia, the right back. As we've got a free kick with Meslier. We seem to be hotting up a bit now. Getting into possession, getting the ball forward well. Jalocca does it again, down the right to Yakubu. Chased by Mendy, who finds Mepham. And it's switched to Williams. Kakare away to Darwin Núñez. Lots of the new players having an impact for Palace. Here's a former old one, Alan Rios. Gives it away to Sancho. Bruno Fernandes downfield. Mbappe can chase onto it. Got every chance in the world against a very old defence. And slots it under the keeper, who got stuck in the mud, didn't know whether to come or not. And it's a very comfortable start. Not the best first 20 minutes, but once we've stepped up a gear, once we've got on the ball, it's been very easy. As Mbappe's down the right again, nearly half an hour on the clock. Cuts in from the right, big switch to Sancho. Left side by the byline, there's 4 in the middle now. Jalocca plays a 1-2 into Fernandes, up to Yakubu. Header's just over the bar. It is all United, we're back on top. And that's the thing with these fragile sides near the bottom of the league. Let in one goal, they can start to collapse. As Benjamin gets on the end of a long goal kick. Pretty aimless hoof forward from the Palace keeper. And Gaia goes down the right. Lovely ball to Mbappe, who again has skinned a very old defence. It's a good save from the keeper this time, but a wonderful through ball. And we can't get a breath at the moment. It is highlight after highlight, attack after attack. The voice is wearing thin as Bassone heads over. And Palace have got a goal kick, and with it, a little bit of respite. Well, half-time, 1-0 is the score. It was a pretty dodgy first 20. Since then, we could have scored 2 or 3. Mbappe, gotta say, he's having a much better season than he did last time out. And some of those players in attacking positions, with Sancho fully fit again, with Fernandes still going strong, we look one hell of a team. as on the right hand side Palace attack, but we win it back with Jalocca helping out. Pavati clears downfield and finds Kylian Mbappe. Back to Jalocca, big switch to Yakubu, it's a wonderful pass. He's becoming some midfield player is Jalocca. Yakubu's brought down by Mendy, he'd skinned him so easily. And that is without doubt going to be a penalty kick. Bruno Fernandes is back to take it. And I think we might be about to see the second goal. And with it, game over. No penalty. Oh, I don't think I've seen that before. Not in this save. We had it once in the Hemel one. That is a big call from the referee. United at Old Trafford, you would have banked on it. As Fernandes chips in a free kick, it might not matter. Pavati heads it in. I think he was offside. I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say this will be disallowed. Let's keep an eye out for the referee's hand signal, which always comes first. And there it is. Offside. Goal disallowed. It still stays 1-0. And with that, and the hour mark being approached, time to make some changes. Because Yakubu has not been the best today. He's absolutely knackered. So, Rashford on for him. And Ponza, struggling a little bit physically, so we'll replace him with Johnny. And I think we'll probably leave the last one a few minutes. I'd be tempted maybe to go for Fernandes, who's struggling more and more to do 90 minutes. It's been a good performance so far. Just need another goal. Jalocca, struggling. It'll be Hannibal for him. That is the final change made. 20 left, still just 1-0. And that's a very dangerous scoreline, no matter who the opponent. As Boyat gives the ball to Kakarate with Palace on the attack. We know from our time there, they can finish games strongly. It was their trademark when managed by us. But they've had a big fall from grace since then. Have they still got that in the tank? Lojny forced all the way back to his keeper. They had the ball by the byline on the right-hand side. And they've ended up going back 100 yards. As it falls for Williams on the right. Might prove to be worthwhile. Gets the ball back to Siganov. Williams again into Darwin Núñez. Meslier's made a meal of it. And the rebound is in. It is 1-1. And Crystal Palace, after us having countless chances to see the game out, have got back on terms under their new manager. We are going to demand more because this is not good enough. And we need to get a winner, really. And just like the Bournemouth game last time out, been far from convincing. As Hannibal finds Bruno Fernandes through to Rashford. Can he be an instant hero? Oh my words. Palace worked so hard to keep it at 1 and get back into the game. And then they've given a goal away from the centre kick. That is embarrassing. What a moment for Marcus Rashford off the bench with the heroics. But literally less than a minute later, we're back in front. That is awful from our former side. And they go bottom of the league with it too. As Cabell's got a goal kick. 1.5 minutes left. This would be a big 3 points. Considering we've played two struggling sides and not really played well at all. 6 points would be lovely as Cabell has the ball between the sticks for Palace. Big kick over the top. Darwin Núñez up, but Bassone heads away to Hannibal. Sancho releases Mbappe. Just too much on it. Cobal's got it again. Third time in this highlight. And it's not yet led to anything as Gaia gives it to Bruno Fernandes. Rashford back to Gaia. Benjamin has possession. Just 45 seconds left on the clock. How many will be added on? Hannibal to Rashford. We don't need to worry about that. Because Rashford has just made the victory assured. A brilliant dink over the keeper. Great contribution from Hannibal off the bench. It's 3-1. It's game over. But boy, did we make hard work of that. As we're halfway through 4 minutes of stoppage time and a goal kick straight into Rashford's feet. He knocks it down for Gaia, who plays a 1-2. Johnny, the other sub-midfielder, goes to Mbappe. Johnny's taken his way off the transfer list as well. Just as a quick side note, he was unhappy at the amount of football he's getting, but he got back in the international team and now he's pleased again. As Mbappe goes behind, shoots off the post. 4-1 would have been harsh on Palace, but it's a good win. And in the end, we've had the ball where we want it towards the end of this match. City have won 3-0 as well. The gap will stay 5 points there. As Kobel clears it to the left, straight to Rashford again. Fernandes. What a stoppage time this has been. Boyer wins it back. Down the left to Lanez. It's under hit. And Gaia can intercept it. Fernandes up to Mbappe. Really taking the mick out of that old defensive line. And here he goes again. Right side of the box. 4 in the middle. Delivers low. Sancho can't quite get there. Cleared as far as Bassone. And now Hannibal. So Pivati. Brought down by Siganov. Going to have to be a free kick. And with 30 seconds left, that's the perfect way to finish. Bruno Fernandes will take it short. Will we have time for one more? Up to Benjamin. He's not scored for us yet. Delivers the cross. Straight into Kobel. The final whistle will go. And it's a 3-1 win. We started poorly. We gave away a silly goal. But it's a comfortable win again. and it looks like nothing's going to stop us winning back-to-back titles. Let's skip ahead to the Juve game and see if we can wrap up top spot in the Champions League group as well. Fitness test time ahead of the game where we can wrap up top spot in the Champions League. And again, I've been frustrated a little bit by how simple it's been against Juve, against Hertha Berlin, big sides, but not really giving us a threat. So we are going to give players a rest today. Of course, Emmanuel Yakubu's not going to make it. We've got another big game away to Leeds on Saturday, who have dropped down the table now. But we want to make sure that we have got as many people well rested as possible. So let's go and pick our 11. It'll be much changed, but hopefully enough to get us that point we need to top the group. Okay, a little bit weaker than we'd actually intended because quite a few players weren't fit as it was. The likes of Gaia, Bassone, Jalocca miss out on the squad entirely, Yakubu's injured, and Mbappe's walking wounded on the bench, but we've got no one else. So the starting 11, I've just gone full rotation in the end. Benjamin's going to have to play because we don't have any other options. But the rest of it, you'd very much establish as a backup side. That's Van der Voort in goal, Frimpong and Bordenelli the fullbacks, with Xavier Benjamin and Asher Gumby dropping back to centre-half. Hannibal and Johnny in the middle, Zolis, Thompson and Uzun the attacking midfield three. And ahead of them is Marcus Rashford. Big impact off the bench at the weekend. Can he do the same tonight? Be a European star like he was in Europa Conference last year? Let's go and see. Well, of course, Juventus are looking to secure their passage through today as well. They've got a great side out, very similar to last time, except for the fact they've got Moise Kean, who I'm pretty sure didn't start the last match. So let's go and get into it. Only Xavier Benjamin survives from the weekend for us, and we want to get the lads proving that they deserve a shot in the Premier League. They haven't done so in the Cup so far this season. One game they were awful up front, one game they were awful at the back. Well, here's another chance. Let's see what they can do. Old Trafford, not even sold out for the visit of Juventus in the Champions League. Bit embarrassing that, really. As we've got a very early throw-in on the left for Juventus, right back down by their own corner flag in the left-back area. Romero plays into Locatelli, and they're keeping the ball well. And to be fair, they did play very well against us last time, but we just hit them on the counter, and we had that cutting edge. Here they come again, though, through midfield with Locatelli. They're not in a rush to get forward, that's for sure. The Liggs comes out from the back. Do you think we're going to nick it high up the pitch, or can they break free? They do. Chiesa off the right. Bordenelli with a good challenge. Zaniolo wins it again, though. Right to Dodo. Got an overlap from Chiesa. Good football up towards the centre forward, and Tiste puts it in. The offside flag has not gone up, but we will have the VAR check. Are we going to get away with it? Because Juve have started brilliantly. The goal is awarded. 1-0 to the visitors. Back in trouble. As we come down the right with Frimpong, the last thing we want to do here is throw away top spot, because that could be a big advantage later in the season. As Robbie Thompson's in, that looked a rash challenge to me. I think Ibanez got something on the ball, but he took the man out on the way, and Thompson is definitely going to get a pen here. Surely it can't happen 2 games in a row. It does. We get the penalty kick, but Johnny has got a booking. Must be for the protests. Rashford steps up in the absence of Fernandez and puts the ball in the corner. 10 gone, 1 apiece. Very chaotic start to this one. Throw on the left for Bordenelli here. Nearly a quarter of an hour on the clock. It's been a crazy game so far. Zolis gets the ball back to his fullback and is chipped forward, but De Ligt intercepts. And Tiste, the goal scorer, finds Locatelli to Moise Kean, sort of playing in an inside left position here today. And Romero goes all the way back to his keeper. It didn't wholly look necessary, to be honest. Chip left again. Ibanez picks it up. Locatelli to Kean. To Antiste, we do not look good at the back, and this is just like that League Cup tie against Watford. They've played all around us. The keeper doesn't cover himself in glory either. Antiste just passes it in, not even to the corner of the net. A brace for him, they're 2-1 up. With a quarter of an hour gone, this has been a concerning performance. Well, half time, a quiet end to the first half, and the stats have started to level up a bit, but we've not really had a lot of the ball. We've been pretty poor. So we're going to give them a rare kick up the backside at half time. We knew it was a risk when we rotated, but it means there'll be extra pressure on the Zenit game unless we can find an equaliser. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Frimpong has a throw on the right into Emre, the new signing, who's not made a massive impact since that third round cup tie. Thompson's released down the right wing though, and he's got space to run into. Goes alone, there's no support, and smashes it off the post. Not sure that was the best finish in the world. Could have waited, could have laid back, or could have even cut in and reduced the angle slightly for him. Hannibal's committed a foul on the right-hand side, which is why I got distracted midway through that sentence. And Juve are on the front foot again. Benjamin heads away, but not well. Moise Kean has done Frimpong with an absolutely beautiful touch. And he puts the ball right into the top corner as well. Rifles it home from 8 to 10 yards. And Juve lead 3-1 at Old Trafford. And this is the worst we've looked for a long time. We're going to berate the lads because it's been an awful display. And in about 5 minutes, we're going to look at changes. Because Benjamin's been the worst player on the pitch. He's supposed to be the best, but we haven't got any centre-halves there. I guess we can bring Pavati on and maybe tuck in Bordanelli. I'm not sure if that'll work out though. We'll wait and see as the game goes on. I'm also going to take off Emre Azun for Santiago Cazal. And finally, we will do Zolis for Magno Luiz, who hopefully can make an impact off the left. And with 4 minutes to go, it is comfortable. We're not seeing any attacking threat, though we do have the ball here with Rashford, who's skippering the side at the minute. To Thompson on the right. He's got pace to burn. Goes back, though, to Frimpong. Gives it into Casal and Hannibal. Plays all the way back to Agumbi. Carries it forward. The midfielder, being a makeshift centre-half. Got a full-back and centre midfielder in central defence. Is not great, is it? Johnny finds Hannibal, though. That's a great effort. Curls off the outside of the post and behind for a goal kick. And the gap at the top of the Champions League group will be 2 going into the final game. Yes, we're already through. We've not got to worry too much. But we could really do with finishing in top spot. Let's skip ahead to the schedule though, see when we're going to be back. Because frankly, second place won't be a disaster, will it? Well, if we have a look at the month of fixtures coming up, always difficult December because you have to rotate your squad a lot. But the AI management just means that every team drops silly points. So I'm not too worried at the moment. We've rested everyone for the Leeds game, which should benefit us domestically. But we are going to come back for what is a big banana skin of a League Cup quarter-final away at Sheffield United. Competition we haven't won here and would like to do so. And they're obviously flying in 4th or 5th place in the Premier League. We'll then show the Liverpool away game. Massive match for us. 2 big games over the Christmas and New Year period. And the opening of the January transfer window too. So if you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy the episode, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 videos from 2 long-term stories. Season finale to come in the Hemel Save tomorrow. It should be an absolutely fascinating one. And you can also find links to the new Review the 92, the Twitch channel for regular live streams, and the football podcast with the latest ramble up in the eye above. But a massive thank you for watching as always. I'll put the crazy deadline day from the Hemel Save above my head now. But thank you very much for watching as always. And hopefully I'll see you next time.